USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Learn more and get a quote at USAA.com/bundle. Restrictions apply.
I think you're on mute.
Workday starting to sound the same?
I think you're on mute.
Find something that sounds better for your career on LinkedIn. With LinkedIn Job Collections, you can browse curated collections by relevant industries and benefits, like flex PTO or hybrid workplaces, so you can find the right job for you. Get started at linkedin.com/jobs. Finding where you fit. LinkedIn knows how.
Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for the stay.
After Zoomies at the dog park, it's time for Drive Up at Target. In goes a big bag of kibble and one squeaky chicken toy for the good boy. Drive Up that's ready when you are, only in the Target app. Just tap Target.
The new McCrispy Strip is here. Dip approved by ketchup, tangy barbecue, honey mustard, Sprite, McFlurry, Big Mac sauce, double dipped in buffalo and ranch, more ranch, and creamy chili McCrispy Strip Dip. Now at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Is Cooper Dejean actually even better than advertised? Is he more important to the Eagles than we realize? Welcome to the Eagles Checkdown, the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast. There is covering news, notes, and opinions on your favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, right here on the Eagles Pinpool Podcast Network. I'm your host, Phil Stiefel. You can also find me hosting Trending in the AM almost every single day on the STT Sports Network. I got the YouTube page linked below. Copy and paste it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. It'd be a great place for you to get your opinions out on the things I bring up here. So do that for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's Thursday. It's June 5th, and I want to give a quick recap of Tuesday's OTAs. We really didn't get into them much, and there's a few things I want to discuss and digest outside of what just Vic Fangio had to say to the media before practice. First and foremost is Cooper Dejean and the cornerback position. Obviously, we talked about it briefly, how Vic Fangio spoke a lot about how he wants to make sure Cooper Dejean is on the field 100% of the time at cornerback, at safety, whatever it may be. In practice on Tuesday, Cooper Dejean was the nickel cornerback when they were in that kind of formation, but he did line up on the outside every time they were practicing their base formation. He did not line up at safety, as Vic Fangio brought up, that he doesn't care where Cooper Dejean lines up, just as long as he is on the field. So it just leads me to believe that Cooper Dejean is much more important to the Eagles defense and to Vic Fangio, what he wants to do, than we realize. We realize he's a great young player. We realize he is going to become even better with more experience, having not even seen the field till week 6 last year. But the fact that they are making it known that he is going to be an outside corner, a slot corner, a safety, and in the box, kind of similar to the way the Detroit Lions use Brian Branch, I don't think we truly realize how important Cooper Dejean really, truly is to the secondary. Also in the secondary, obviously the other big question or curiosity or thing we're looking for is who's going to line up next to Reed Blankenship as safety. Again, yesterday or on Tuesday, Sidney Brown was the first man up at safety next to Reed Blankenship. Everybody else, Andrew Makuba, Andre Sam, Seen, all the other guys got their licks and their chances, but number one guy starting there was Sidney Brown next to Reed Blankenship. So use with it what it is. It's a tough defense to learn from Vic Fangio. So Andrew Makuba getting the less pressure, being with the twos and rotated in with the ones, just as the way it's going to go early on. I still fully expect Andrew Makuba by the end of training camp to win that job from Sidney Brown. But right now, Sidney Brown is the first one up every single practice at that spot. We talked a little bit. By the way, Reed Blankenship was practicing. He didn't skip these voluntary OTAs. The next thing is, obviously, Vic Fangio spoke about how Jahad Campbell won't be around to practice till maybe sometime in August, maybe even mid-August, and that Nakobe Dean, to quote Vic Fangio, we're not going to see him for a while. It has been very, very obvious that Jeremiah Trotter Jr. is going to be the starter until those other two guys, at least Campbell, is ready to go. He lined up next to Zach Bond all day on Tuesday and in the first set of OTAs last week. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. should be counted on to be the starter. Now can Trot Jr. actually handle starting? We won't know. Now, we know Vic Fangio spoke highly of him when Nakobe Dean went down late last season. Just Oren Burks performed so well that we couldn't, take him off the field. But Trotter Jr. will be the guy, it looks like, at least going into training camp, the guy that will be the starting linebacker next to Zach Bond to start the season. A couple other news and notes. Every single beat reporter is posting so many videos from last week and this week of ball security drills and stripping the ball drills from defense. That is creating turnovers and not giving up the ball on offense are going to be huge priorities this offseason, and it's something that we're seeing them already prioritize heavily. Offensive line. It looks like Matt Pryor is the top backup guard, and Tyler Steen is definitely right now the leader in the clubhouse to start at right guard. Lane Johnson was back at practice this week along with Landon Dickerson. So it was Mailata, Steen, Lane Johnson, and whatnot. But Matt Pryor looks like the guy because when Dickerson wasn't out there, he was at left guard with the ones. And when Landon Dickerson was out there, he was playing right guard with the twos. So Matt Pryor looks to be, at least at this early part of the offseason, a leader in the clubhouse to kind of get one of those 8 to 10 roster spots on the offensive line. They did change Avery Williams, listed as a return specialist on the depth charts and the sheets that are given out to the media. He has been moved to the wide receiver room. To note, Devontae Smith was not at practice, but neither was Johnny Wilson. But that's that there. E.J. Jenkins and Elijah Cooks was also not at practice. It was an 82-minute practice on Tuesday. They got a lot of work in. Highlight of the day was Jalen Hurts throwing. He's been throwing in a lot of these early OTAs, a lot of short and intermediate routes and short intermediate passes. Obviously, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith not doing much, if anything at all, at this point. So no need to really stretch the field in practice with Jalen Hurts and the backup wide receivers. But Jalen Hurts had the play so far the first 2 weeks with the ones. A perfect back shoulder deep throw to Dallas Goedert for a little over 30 yards. Zach Bond, all reports say, was in super tight coverage. It was just a perfect throw from Jalen Hurts to Dallas Goedert. So you love to see that happening and them already syncing up. There's just a big difference from what's being reported of Jalen Hurts this year and last year from the early times of Jalen Hurts in OTAs and practices. Just a much more mature, confident quarterback Jalen Hurts is, and he takes practices even more serious than he ever did. It was an 82-minute practice, so there's all that. One final note, Jordan Davis. I saw this stat from Anthony DeBona. Jordan Davis, it was talked about by Vic Fangio, and his pressure rates and how much weight he's lost and how much healthier he looks. And now, the goal is to get Jordan Davis to stay as healthy and as physically in shape as possible. And he talked about how he found a Peloton bike, and that is what did it. And it shows. First 10 games last year before the Peloton bike, 4.4% pressure rate. The last 11 games through the Super Bowl, over double that at 9.4% pressure rate on the passing plays. That's a huge upgrade, and I only expect it to get better from Jordan Davis going forward. Guys, this is the Eagles Checkdown right here on the Eagles Pinpool Podcast Network. I'm Phil Stiefel. Check out this STT Sports Network. I got it linked below, and subscribe, trying to get that to 1,000 subscribers before the start of the football season in September. So, guys, I'd greatly appreciate that support as well. Everybody have a great Thursday. Go Birds, and bubbles up.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Vitamin Water Zero Sugar has great taste, zero BS, and obviously zero sugar. For those with zero room in their calendar. Zero patience for slow walkers. Those who get 0 hours of sleep on a Saturday night. Have zero filter, zero given, and zero interest in grabbing a plain, boring water. Grab a delicious Vitamin Water Zero Sugar today.
This episode is brought to you by San Pellegrino. A meal isn't just about what's on your plate. It's about what you bring to the table. San Pellegrino believes the table is where the best of life happens. That's what makes gathering around it so rich and rewarding. And with their unique sparkling natural mineral water, San Pellegrino brings its best so you can bring yours.
Are your business expenses playing hide and seek? With Uber for Business, the small spends that slip through the cracks, like rides and meals, go right where you need them. Because it integrates with leading expense platforms, you can say goodbye to surprise costs, missing dollars, or chasing receipts. Everything's track-downable. Uber for Business. Make small steps that make a big impact. Learn more at uber.com/small steps.
This episode is brought to you by Temptations Cat Treats. Your cat will come running for the perfectly irresistible Temptations Creamy Puree and Temptations Lickable Spoon Cat Treats. The best time to feed lickable cat treats to your cat is anytime. Feed by hand for a playful moment, in a bowl for a creamy treat, or as a topper to make mealtime fun. Visit TemptationsTreats.com to learn more.